Nice work. I'm impressed. You've made it inside the facility. We've had no luck hailing your support team, Sean Roberts and Nidia Velez, but I'm glad to see you made it this far unaided. I'm not sure why those Guardian Sentinels are still active after all this time, but I'm having it looked into. The size of those combines outside must mean the plant was capable of generating serious power, for who knows what purpose. Tighten up your chin straps. I have a feeling those Guardians were just playing footsies with us back there. Over.
Copy. Devian, do you copy?
Sean, I'm glad you made it. Have you heard from Nidia?
No, I thought she'd be here already.
No, not yet. Let's keep all channels open.
Copy that. I'm ready to help. Over and out.
I can see on their security monitors here that the factory is not in armed status. Let's see if there's an ignition console in that room up ahead.
Hey, I'm getting a reading of some digital activity in your area. Looks like those buggers are inside. Stay alert and armed.
Those prime numbers are going to be important again. But see that number that came up in your HUD? That's not a prime, is it?
Nuh-uh. Wait, we've got to find out what cipher they're using to encrypt those ignition consoles. See if breaking it down will help.
Good thinking. Try to factor it. Check those circuit boards for prime numbers that, when multiplied together, equal the number the console is asking for.
was cool back there. I didn't know that primes are unique factors that make up larger numbers. I wonder if all numbers have prime factors.
Why don't you log that in the journal, Sean? We may need that info later.
Hey, check this out. I'm getting visual feed now, too. Someone smart must have engineered these helmets.
No need to pat yourself on the back or anything.
I thought normal a little self-love. I bet the main fuse on those transformers is blown. To bypass it, we need to get a power reading. Scan the fuse box with your visor engaged. HUD's reading greatest common power input.
We're on the same circuit here, so it could be another code based on factoring.
Gotcha. Try the greatest common factor. You know, the largest number that can be divided into both numbers?
Greatest common factor between the power ratings. Now, find your way over to the main factory.
I'm detecting some kind of large presence in your area. It's moving. Looks like it's breathing. I think
Dr. Clay's instructions, I've modified this sector's Guardian to make use of an electromagnetic shield. The shield eliminates the Guardian's only weakness, electromagnetic energy. The only way to break down the shield is by using an altered energy charge that is a prime factor of the shield's energy value. Even if an intruder manages to shut down the Guardian's shield, they'll still be in for a nasty surprise. I've placed several factoring capacitors on site that can be used to alter our scanners to shut down the Guardian if it malfunctions.
What?
That sounded like Dr. Sampson, an old associate of my father's. I think what he means is we have to somehow use those capacitors to shrink the beast.
I'd like to do more than shrink them, yeah. See what number comes up when you look at the Guardian with your visor. Then pick up the capacitor with a prime factor of that number.
Then I think you should charge the Guardian with your analyzer. That should bring him down to size. were some offline power couplings back in the center of the factory. Maybe if we get them online, it'll lead to some answers. Go check them out.
You're right. The power couplings are out of sync. Their values should be equal. See if your visor can give you a clue.
Each pair of power couplings need to be the correct height in order to complete the circuit.
It looks like you'll have to find the least common multiple for each pair, then charge them to get the correct height. The least common multiple is the smallest number divisible by both those two numbers. I've uploaded the code definition to your journal. Alter the power coupling guides by concentrating a charge on them with your analyzer. Hey, Darien, what kind of place is this? I mean, what was it your father was after?
Oh, only the holy grail of nanotechnology. He wanted to be the first to design nanorobots that could interact with organic structures. Imagine, you could inject a patient who has Alzheimer's with these tiny, tiny, tiny robots who could get in there and actually be programmed to repair damaged brain cells. Or they could do similar things in the digital world. Not just repairing, but creating, learning, and reproducing themselves if needed.
Wow, man, a small dream.
Yeah. You see why there are all these sentinels around. There's intense competition to see who patents this stuff first. When he was still around, I remember he was constantly looking over his shoulder.
That's no way to live.
No, it isn't. Hey, better get out of here. I'm seeing a high-frequency burst headed your way.
of place is this? I mean, what was it your father was after?
Only the holy grail of nanotechnology. He wanted to be the first to design nanorobots that could interact with organic structures. Imagine, you could inject a patient who has Alzheimer's with these tiny, tiny, tiny robots who could get in there and actually be programmed to repair damaged brain cells. Or they could do similar things in the digital world. Not just repairing, but creating, learning, and reproducing themselves if needed.
Wow. Man, a small dream.
Yeah. You see why there are all these sentinels around. There's intense competition to see who patents this stuff first. When he was still around, I remember he was constantly looking over his shoulder.
That's no way to live.
No, it isn't. Hey, better get out of here. I'm seeing a high-frequency burst headed your way. Hold on, I'm getting a strange reading. Seems there's something big outside. I need your help to decipher some of this data. Now we're getting somewhere. Good, it's syncing up. Way to go! All right. All right. Fantastic. Way to go!